Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're gonna do this 3-tiered piped vintage cake. This was for a wedding that we did, and the middle tier is fake, the top and the bottom are real. So I'm gonna show you how to assemble a wedding cake or any cake when part of it is artificial. And we're noticing a lot of that now that people are kind of watching their budgets a little, and that's fine. But first of all, I did a little experiment. It kind of worked, kind of didn't, but I made it work. I wanted to see if I could use this silicone swag mold with buttercream instead of fondant, because I wanted this whole cake to be fondant. Well, the customers, let's be honest, the customers wanted it to be all fondant. I'm sorry, all buttercream. So I sprinkled some cornstarch in there, and then I just put my buttercream in and froze it. What my mistake was, I believe, was that I should have thickened this buttercream quite a bit. I just left it as is, and it didn't want to come out of the mold as well as I had hoped. So I would have thickened it in hindsight, kind of like your dammed buttercream. You add some more powdered sugar to it, so it's quite thick. But I did reinforce the backs by piping in a zigzag pattern a little more buttercream, because I didn't want it completely falling out or falling apart when I pulled it out of the mold, which you'll see it still kind of did, but I do think that helped. But I do think that if I had just firmed it or thickened it up to begin with, then that would have eliminated that. So you want to freeze these put them in the freezer until they are completely solid frozen. And then when you release them from the mold, you're going to need more than 3 swags. So go ahead and put them on something, like some parchment paper or something like that, and put them back in the freezer while you wait for the rest of them to freeze. This took me a while to do, and I kind of went back and forth between doing this and working on the other subsequent tiers. So these did break a little bit, but what I did was I went ahead and put the broken pieces on, and then I used a paintbrush dipped in water and kind of brushed them back together, if that makes sense. I kind of smoothed the buttercream with the dampened paintbrush. And I think it worked pretty well. I think I strategically was able to piece it together so you would never know. So this was a lesson for me on how to do this. I have done these silicone molds with flowers, like rosettes, things like that with buttercream, and those worked out really well. But in those cases, I might have thickened the buttercream. I do think that's key. Now, while you're watching me do this, I did want to explain. I had a couple people worried about me since I didn't upload on Easter Sunday. The thing with that was it was Easter Sunday, and if you notice that I am not uploading twice a week for a while, that is intentional. I have a little thing going on that I'm working on, and I might not always be able to upload twice a week like I have been doing in the past. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Just working on something else at the same time, cake related. So never fear, I am fine. My health is fine. We're good. But I appreciate everybody being concerned about me. And now I am using a tip, just a petal tip, a regular petal tip, and I have the fat end towards the cake, the thin end towards the outside, and that's how you get your ruffles. And now I'm using, I think this is just a number 3 round tip. I will link the tips in the description box on what I used on this cake. This is a French tip. I can't tell you exactly which number it is, but it is a smaller French tip, like a medium-sized French tip. And then I'm just using some pearl dragées in the centers of our little, what are we going to call those? I don't know what to call it. Stars, our little stars. And then I used a larger French tip to border out the top. Now I am decorating these, and I'm using a dampened brush again to clean up my piped lines. I am not real good with drop lines, guys. I've said that before, but I'm getting better, I think, because we're doing more vintage cakes, and I think the more you do something, just inevitably, the better you get. But since I'm not real great at it, I don't worry too much about it because I know I can go back after it started to firm up a little bit and clean them up with a damp brush. I was saying something and I lost track of what I was saying. Anyway, doesn't matter. So on this one, I just eyeballed the placement of these, of the piping. I just knew I needed them staggered. I'm sorry the lighting on this part is kind of hard to see. I messed with the lighting on the video. I don't like to mess with lighting too much because then I feel like you're not seeing the project as it truly is. But sometimes you need a little help to see it more clearly, but I couldn't clear this up. So this is a number 2 round tip that I used for these. And then I'm just doing these little tiny hearts. I believe they're hearts. It's kind of hard for me to see. I did do this video a while ago. You can tell by the background because I have that fabric up in the back, and now I have the paneling, the wood look. So yeah. No, they're not heart. They're like little fleur-de-lis with a round tip. The middle tier, they wanted a little bit more simplistic because the top and the bottom have a whole lot of piping going on. So each tier, there you can see it. Each tier is placed back into the refrigerator while I work on the next ones, but I do flash freeze them, put them in the freezer for about 10 minutes before I stack them. And that is how I spaced out my draping, or, you know, the curve, is by using a cookie cutter and kind of scoring in the marks there. But I did go back and I started down below that because I knew I needed to layer up these 3 layers of ruffles. And this is done with the regular flower tip again. Is it called a 104? I think it's a 104 flower tip. I need to get better with these numbers because I just know what I need to use. I know what it is. So yeah, I need to get better with, since these vintage cakes are not going away anytime soon, I need to get better with my numbers. And then I'm doing some more drop lines. Again, not great with them. And then some more of the French tip doing the stars. And some more dragées. You know what? Now, this cake would have looked really cool with, I don't know if you guys have seen, you probably have, the trend with the fabric ribbons, the little, more delicate ribbons. Along the top edge of these vintage cakes. That would have looked really cool. But that wasn't a thing when I filmed this just a few months ago. Things change really quick. And then I'm doing the larger French tip on the bottom, since this is the bottom tier. Now, with the supports, I only have to worry about adding supports to the bottom tier because the middle one is faux. So this bottom one's going to hold up the faux cake, which has 0 weight to it, basically. So it's just basically those supports are to hold up the top tier, really. And then I'm filling in the gap. Even though I'm doing a border, I like to fill in that gap anyways, because sometimes in the past when I didn't do that, you can still see kind of in between the low point of the shell border. Sometimes you can still see it. This one you definitely wouldn't have because these are multiple layers of borders on these. And then that's the small French tip again, or medium. There are smaller ones, but I don't use that very often. And I'm doing those heavy, thick borders on all tiers. And I think that's what really makes this cake kind of stand out to me, is that it's a little bit more on the heavy on the piping, but specifically in between the tiers and around the bottom and the top. And I think that just gives it some weight to it, some significance to it. It makes it, to me, a little bit more special. And here's our finished product. I hope you liked it. As always, please like, subscribe, share. If you do anything similar, please send me pictures on Instagram under Sophisticakes by Mary. I love to see your creations. And we'll catch you on the next one.